During the last Gencon that just took place over the weekend, there was reports of Lorcana events taking up to 16 hours in line. But while this was going on, two brazen individuals turned around, went behind the curtain, found themselves a pallet jack, and walked out with over $300,000 worth of product. What you see in front of you is the two brazen individuals caught on camera wheeling a dolly out of the event. They were out there behind the scenes. The Indianapolis police at Gencon detectives are seeking the public's help in identifying two people of interest possibly involved in the theft of upwards to $300,000 worth of gaming cards. On Wednesday, August 2nd, 2023, the downtown area of Indianapolis, the people of interest reportedly acquired a pallet jack, removed one pallet of gaming cards, and moved them to an undisclosed location. The alleged theft took place before the opening of events in the downtown area while vendors were still setting up their displays at various times. This was also during the large lineup that ensued with Lorcana, with the Ravenberger Lorcana event that was being held at Gen Con. This was one of the most hype events I've heard of for the new Disney Lorcana card game that's coming out. Now, they have reported none of their product got taken. If it was, you would probably see a lot of it getting flipped very quickly. So it sounds like it possibly is Magic the Gathering cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Pokemon cards, maybe more. We don't know. No one has come forward to say this was our product that disappeared. And it's a palette. It's a shrink wrap palette. If I go into these images, you can actually see this one right here. It's a shrink wrapped palette that disappeared. To me, this looks like Magic the Gathering cards, but this is typical of a distribution, the way the cards are packaged. Now, $300,000 in trading cards. I'm not entirely sure because that's a very, very small palette. That's a half palette. That's not a full palette of trading cards. There's not too terribly much to this. Did they wheel it out the back door? Did they take it to the loading dock and just push the pallet off onto a truck and drive away? I'm surprised there's no outside footage of this event taking place if this actually was something that just walked off. Did they ditch it in the area? I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, it made Gizmodo. Card Heist occurs at Gen Con 2023. Over $300,000 worth stolen. An annual tabletop event convention had an entire pallet worth of cards stolen right underneath the vendor noses. Gen Con 2023 full swing, but the day before the festivities started, a heist occurred on the show floor. Tabletop convention had over $300,000 worth of cards stolen from the floor. Dicebreaker reported that the theft occurred on Wednesday, August 2nd, as the vendors were setting up. The thieves used a pallet jack and removed a pallet of cards, which allowed them to blend in while everyone was moving product to and from the floor. Now, it's very strange to me. Like, it's not strange that they got away with this because if you've ever been at one of these events to help set up, there's people everywhere. Things are going on, and if you just blend on in, you're going to be able to walk in and walk out without anyone really noticing. Now, it is surprising that no vendor has come forward to say this was our product that disappeared. Now, what this could be is a mixed palette for one particular vendor that just kind of disappeared. So it would have been some of the bigger vendors there. Ravensburg was a large vendor there at Gen Con this year. I saw nothing but people posting their Disney Lorcana polls online talking about the game, which it's got some of the most hype I've ever seen of a trading card game coming out very, very soon. It comes out later this month. But this, to be able to walk out scot-free without really anyone noticing, this looks like they're putting the pallet jack back even. Like they've loaded it up and they've just put the jack back. So it's very strange. Unless they found the jack lying outside somewhere or they took off with the jack, which I wouldn't have been surprised if they did. It's not really surprising that this just disappeared. nothing really going on there. There's lots of quotes, tweets. Let's take a look at these. Update to additional photos have been added. So, this one is a lot clearer. So if you recognize Mr. Shades here with the Gencon lanyard and no badge in his, what is this, maroon, pink, salmon colored t-shirt with the skater boy sneakers and the white dress pants. It's very, very interesting. And the man purse that he's got beside him. Maybe somebody will recognize this and be able to say, hey, I know who that is. Now, I don't know what the reward is on something like this, but it's very interesting to see. Citizens of Lorcana, he was there the whole entire weekend at Gencon. That's who I follow to see a lot of what's going on, because they tend to post more Lorcana stuff, and that's where I'm getting a lot of info from. So yeah, $300,000. How brazen was this that you turned around and just walked out of this event? The Lorcana hype is getting too far. Yeah, of course. Oh, what a good start for TCG. Well, none of it was Lorcana, so there's no real worry on there. When I first saw this story, I was like, was it Lorcana? They did come out and say that they came out and said no. That said, Ravensberger said that the material wasn't part of what was stolen. It wrote on Twitter that all of our product at Gencon is secure and accounted for. This Gencon weekend is the pre-release launch for the Disney Lorcana trading card game. So that's why a lot of people went that route thinking it was Lorcana, but it's not. So it's very interesting to see how much product just walked out the door at Gencon. I can't even fathom what is on this half pallet to actually add up to $300,000. Like that's a lot of product. A booster box is $200 now. That's Canadian. $400 for like a premium set. But there's what, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and then so 9x9 cases and then a few loose product on top. So 9x9, 18 cases of product. Say $1,000, it's $1,800 or $18,000 of product in that sense. So I don't even know what adds up to $300,000. Someone do the math for me, because I can't imagine this being that much from what these photos show at a half pallet. Like $300,000. What kind of premium product were they selling at Gen Con? Anyway, talking about large events, I'm going to be at Fragapalooza this coming weekend starting Thursday, so do tune into the channel, hit the notifications, subscribe, do all those fun things to the channel, the stuff that YouTube likes, because I'm going to be live streaming a ton of games. I don't know what games yet. I'll take some suggestions. I might even do a lore hunt in Five Nights at Freddy's Ruin, try and get that out of the way. Or I'd probably play some Skyrim, probably some Minecraft. There's lots that I can play for Fragapalooza. Until that happens, you guys have a great day. I will see you very soon. This is your proud Canadian Phoenix Cinder Shadow signing off here. Don't forget to like and subscribe.